Hi, this is Dave Lorenzo with RainmakerLawyer.com, and today we're going to talk about the number one reason lawyers get fired. And we're going to talk about it so that you can prevent this from happening to you. The number one reason lawyers get fired is because of lack of communication. Quite frankly, lawyers just do not communicate frequently enough for their clients' taste. So I'm going to give you a system you can put in place that will help you communicate as frequently as you need to with your clients, and it will definitely satisfy your client's needs for communication. Here's how it works. If you're working with a client on a matter that's going to span multiple months, what I recommend you do is you set up monthly or bi-monthly telephone calls. And these calls should be no longer than an hour in length, and you have to set an agenda for the call and email it to the client ahead of time. Essentially what you're doing is you're just having a check-in call with the client. You're giving them a status update listing what you've done, what you plan to do, and what you're hoping the outcome will be. You're also going to solicit any input from the client that you need at that time. And at the outset of the engagement, you set the guidelines that, barring some unforeseen circumstance or emergency, you're going to hold all conversation or all communication until those twice-a-month calls, or if it's a really long negotiation, the monthly calls. Now, if something comes up in between those calls, you certainly can send an email and have another call in between. Not a problem at all. What I would recommend you stay away from is the ad hoc call you just to ask you a question event. When those events come up, they set the expectation that you're going to be accessible to the client and the client should be accessible to you. And this is not an expectation you want to set. You always want to have an appointment for the call, and you want to set an agenda ahead of time, even if it's just 3 bullet points in an email. Now, if you're involved in litigation and it's getting heated, what I recommend is that you do either a weekly call with the same guidelines, a email agenda ahead of time, or a daily call. Again, with an email, if you can manage it, squeeze out an email early in the morning saying, this afternoon at our 3 o'clock call, here's what I'd like to discuss, and I will also provide you with an update. Daily calls at the end of the day during a tenuous litigation process, if the client isn't with you, are always a good thing. If you're in the middle of a negotiation, I recommend the same thing. Daily or twice weekly phone calls so that you can update the client on the progress. Here's the main component of this system. That's you being proactive and not waiting for the client to respond to you or waiting for the client to ask you for an update. You got to get out in front of any and all communication. Better to communicate too often than not often enough. My name is Dave Lorenzo, and if you'd like more great law firm marketing or business strategy tips, you can find me at RainmakerLawyer.com. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day.